one of the things you're going to need to know how to do for your employer set project is open, read, write, and close external files using Python. So I've opened the IDE here, and you can see I've put a little comment in the top here just to remind me that this script that we're about to write is for opening external files. And in this case, it's a TXT file, but you can open more than just text files. And later on, you'll be using other lines of code to open CSV files and Excel files as well. So the first thing we need to do is define a variable, and I'm just going to call it f for file. And I need to tell it to open something. So what I need here in quotes is the name of the file that I want to open. Now this file needs to already exist. So what I've done is I've just created a file and I've put it in a folder just here. It's called example.txt. If we open it, we can see there's literally one line of text in it at the moment, but it's already there and it already exists. We're not creating it with Python. We're just looking to have a look at the contents of it. So I've done example.txt because that's exactly what it's called. Now I've put this Python script. I'm going to save it in the same folder as the text file just so that it can find it without me having to type in the path. Okay, so the next thing is what am I going to do with this? And there's a couple of options, and all I'm interested in right now is reading it. So I just need to use R for read. Now, the other thing that we can then do is just to make life a little bit easier is to tell it how the text file is encoded. You don't have to do this, but it is good practice. And most text files are encoded using what's called UTF-8. So don't worry if that doesn't mean a lot to you. If you put encoding equals UTF-8 on the end of TXT files, it will generally work. If you leave it off, it's likely it's still going to work anyway. Okay, so now I want to actually see what that looks like. So f dot read, open close bracket. So that's going to open the text file. The R is going to tell it to read the contents of it. We've told it that it's encoded using a UTF character set, and we've got printf read to tell it to read the contents of f. And then it's, again, usually good practice once you have finished to close the file so that it just kind of, tells Python we're finished with it. Now, again, if you don't put this bit on, it isn't going to matter hugely because it'll still, it'll still read the contents of it. It's just good practice. So we're going to save this in the same folder as our text file. So I'll just call it something sensible. That'll remind me later on what it is. All right, and then run it. Okay, so what we can see down the bottom here, hello world, this is a line of text. And that is exactly what we saw in this text file over here, which means it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's opening the text file and it's displaying here in the shell the contents of that text file. So for text files, it's pretty straightforward. It really is just a case of making sure both files are in the same directory. You're using R here for read. You're telling it to print what's in there, and then you're just telling it to close the file. And it's as simple as that, really. So try that yourself.